The Lions beat the Chiefs in the first game, and now they come home opener. That is going to be absolutely insane. I've got a couple stats for you on this home opener and what it's going to be like. I was at the Monday night game in 2011. Let me know in the comments if you were there, if you remember that game against the Chicago Bears. It had a very similar feeling to what I think is going to happen in this game, where the Bears had no chance. The crowd was so loud throughout the whole game. And you remember the beginning, that first quarter, it was offsides, delay of games. I mean, it was a real thing because remember, Ford Field can hold about 65,000 fans. But when football, and they expect about 72,000 there with standing room only and a couple adjustments that they can make. And the beauty of Ford Field is like, it's not this big dome. It's a dome. It's not, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's low. And so it's loud, and our fans are so pumped for this and have an opportunity to really fully let out what we've been kind of thinking, feeling for the last 10 years, where we haven't been able to really just have a home field advantage, around a team that's going to be actually good. So Dan Campbell was asked about today. He said his first time remembering that or thinking to himself, man, these Lions fans are nuts, and this could be a big thing, is in 2006 that was his first game here at Detroit, ironically against the Seahawks. And he's like, oh, this is different here at Ford Field. If we could ever put together some wins, these guys, it would be crazy. So obviously that was 2006. We go 2006, 2007, 2008 were terrible. So like, he never experienced a full house ready to rock. And so here's a couple things to remember. Preseason game number 1, there's 45,000 fans in attendance. Preseason number 2, same thing. So 90,000 fans came to watch 2 preseason games, which preseason games always they're nothing, right? Obviously, but they're even worse than they've ever been before. So the fact that 90,000 people showed up for preseason tells you everything you need to know about this game, that they're absolutely going to come out. We beat the Chiefs, obviously, in week 1. So that sets the stage for a huge matchup against the Seahawks. Seahawks lose their home opener. They're coming across the country. This is a huge game for the Seahawks, a team that we are going to be right in there with seeding and playoffs. It was last year. I expect the same thing this year. So this is a huge win. Mike Valenti said that the Seahawks shouldn't even bother showing up. They're going to put Pete Carroll's head in a jar. I don't even know what that means. Basically, the crowd's going to be loud, and can't wait for it. So here's an article that I found about it in here. Frank Ragnow mentioned as well, where he says he's going to be super quiet on offense and then super loud when they're doing the communication at the line of scrimmage, as loud as we can be. That messes with you, the center QB communication, and everybody else. That makes it a lot harder when you can't hear. So, like, duh, right? We know that crowd noise matters, and home field advantage would be such a great thing. In the last home field that I really remember was the Seahawks at their place with the Legion of Boom, and they were just like, oh man, it was loud there. Marshawn Lynch, Cam Chancellor. What if we have it where it's just, you're just not winning? You're just not going to win when you come into Ford Field. And talking to a friend today, you always kind of look at the schedule like you should win your home games. Let's say we win our home games and split on the road. I mean, right? There's 12, 13 victories right there. And when you don't win at home, then you've got to win another game on the road. You know, it's like win at home. And with the NFL, it's a little more, it's not as like college atmosphere, right? Where it's just crazy and sometimes it's hard. No, it's a little more even keeled with teams that can win on the road. You saw it this past week with a lot of teams winning on the road. But this atmosphere can be different, like to the point where you cannot come into Ford Field and win. I love the setup of Ford Field. And then I went to a game last year. There's crowd noise, there's a good team, but then they also do a great job with just the overall production during the game. They play the right music at the right time. They play the right things on third down. They play the right things at the right, they know how to get the crowd in a frenzy. And I think it's a small thing, but it's a huge thing. If you're playing the wrong, you just playing a song just at 3rd and 12 and it's a timeout. But Lions, the whole production of Ford Field deserves a lot of credit. It's very loud. The PA announcer is like loud. It's all very loud. It's incredible. And so I can't wait to see what happens this weekend when the Seahawks come to town, because you look at this game, I just said it. The Seahawks are a very talented team. I'm surprised they lost in week 1. Very surprised that they lost. I predicted them to be back into the playoffs, no question, competing for that division. The 49ers are going to be really good again, so it's going to be tough to win the NFC West, but they'll be in the playoffs again, I thought for sure. It's only week 1, but this is why they're coming to our place week 2. It's not a must win, but it's a game that they got to show up. So they're going to come in here, give everything they've got to come across the country and avoid going 0-2. Lions, we're all riding high, but again, it's a whole nother fresh week, so they got to prove it again. And I think that the stadium is going to be just so electric. It's going to be like that 2011 first Monday Night Bears game where it doesn't matter what you do, Seattle. You're not going to win this game. I mean, you just if you bet money, put it all on the Lions. There's no way that Seattle can come in here, run their offense, do what they need to do. Geno Smith is a good quarterback. I think he's better than most people. I'm high on the Seattle Seahawks, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Lions are going to go nuts. We're scoring touchdowns. We're getting turnovers. I mean, we got the pick 6 obviously last week, but man, if we're going to knock the ball out, interceptions, more turnovers this week, it's just going to be very difficult for the Seattle Seahawks to win. I don't think they get it done. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Can't wait for this weekend. Ford Field is going to be crazy. Let me know if you're going to Ford Field this weekend, what you expect and what you think. And also let me know if you were there for the 2011 game against the Chicago Bears. And I mean, I just remember the Bears, they couldn't even hear. So there was false starts, there was bad snaps, there was delay of games. It was really, and then that makes the crowd go even crazier. And it's just this whole thing that snowballs, and the Chicago Bears had no chance. That was Jay Cutler was there. That was still like Urlacher. All the guys were still there for the Bears, and we ran it. We threw deep ball to Kelvin Johnson. Barry Sanders was there. And that's when Barry wasn't really back with the team yet fully. So I expect this week, Barry Sanders, Kelvin Johnson, Spielman, get them, let's just put our Eminem, let's get them all out there. Kid Rock, whatever. Let's just get everybody we can, put them on the Jumbotron, get everybody pumped. Our media team's done such a good job here in the last few years. That intro video, I mean, you name all the stuff that you're going to do. You're going to put it all together for this game, get them all hyped. We're going to have huge, huge home games throughout the year that I think we're just going to be ready for. The fans are going to be ready, and then really get it ready for that first home playoff game. That would be that. I can't even talk about that one. That'll be crazy. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see all of you on the next one.